chronicled in deep dispute with my record label. And
which is Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Prince Rogers Nelson, known to the world simply as Prince, was far more than just a groundbreaking musician. Behind the purple shadow of his musical genius was a perfectionist who held strong opinions about music and wasn't afraid to express them. The Minneapolis icon, who revolutionized music by blending funk, rock, R&B, and pop into something entirely unique, was also known for his uncompromising standards when it came to his musical contemporaries. Prince famously believed that music was either good or it wasn't. He once said there was no such thing as perfect, but there was definitely such a thing as unacceptable. For Prince, quite a few big names in the music industry fell into that unacceptable category. His relationships with these artists revealed not just personal tensions, but deeper disagreements about what music should represent and accomplish. Some of these musical feuds played out in public, while others were whispered about in studio corridors and at industry after-parties. All of them, however, helped shape the musical landscape of their era. Here are 6 artists who reportedly made Prince see red instead of his signature purple. Michael Bolton, the sanitized soul singer. Michael Bolton might seem like an unlikely target for Prince's criticism, but the soft rock balladeer with the famous curly hair reportedly earned Prince's scorn, despite his massive commercial success in the late 1980s and early 1990s. The tension allegedly began after Bolton's cover of When a Man Loves a Woman dominated radio airwaves in 1991. According to music journalist Alan Light, Prince told members of his band that Bolton wouldn't know soul if it slapped him in his processed hair. This comment reportedly spread through industry circles quickly, revealing Prince's deeper issue with what Bolton represented in the music world. Prince's problem with Bolton wasn't just his music, but he had it symbolized. While Prince was constantly pushing boundaries and blending genres, Bolton was finding massive commercial success with what Prince reportedly called sanitized soul. This was music that borrowed from black musical traditions, but, in Prince's view, removed all the grit and authenticity that made those traditions meaningful. Prince reportedly told a Dutch magazine in 1993 that there were people who took the heart out of music, sterilized it, and sold it back to audiences. While he didn't name names, insiders claimed the comment was directed at artists like Bolton. The two never collaborated or publicly feuded, but witnesses at an industry event in 1994 claimed Prince deliberately avoided being photographed with Bolton, allegedly whispering to an assistant that some associations couldn't be washed off. Bolton seemed unaware of Prince's disdain and later called him a musical genius after Prince's passing. Whether Bolton knew it or not, he represented everything Prince fought against in the music industry: commercialization over innovation, safety over risk, and formula over feeling. Madonna, the calculated provocateur. The rivalry between Prince and Madonna is particularly interesting because it involved two of the 1980s most provocative and boundary-pushing superstars who seemed like they should have been artistic allies rather than enemies. Their paths first crossed meaningfully in 1985 when Warner Brothers reportedly considered pairing them for a duet. According to Prince's former sound engineer Susan Rogers, Prince dismissed the collaboration idea, saying Madonna had about as much musicality as a soundboard. The collaboration never happened, which might have been for the best given their apparent musical differences. What made Prince's alleged dislike of Madonna particularly intriguing was how similar they were in many ways. Both were known for sexual frankness, religious imagery, and maintaining control over their careers. Yet Prince reportedly saw Madonna as a calculated provocateur rather than a genuine artist. He allegedly told a journalist in 1987 that musical innovation was dying because people were more concerned with selling images than creating them, which many interpreted as a criticism of Madonna's constant reinvention strategy. The tension reached its peak when Madonna reportedly attended a Prince aftershow in 1994. According to multiple witnesses, Prince altered the lyrics to one of his songs while looking directly at her, changing them to reference her directly in an unflattering way. Madonna left shortly afterward. There were moments of professional respect, though. When Prince changed his name to a symbol in 1993, Madonna famously referred to him as the artist formerly known as Relevant, but later admitted he was a musical genius. Prince allegedly told his drummer that Madonna knew exactly what she was doing with every move, outfit, and word, but that nothing was real about her presentation. For someone like Prince, who prided himself on authentic musical expression, Madonna's approach to performance art and pop culture was apparently the opposite of his artistic values. He saw her as successful but soulless in his purple-tinted view of the music world. Justin Timberlake. Appropriation without appreciation. Justin Timberlake, the former boy band member turned solo star, earned Prince's disdain for what Prince allegedly saw as appropriation without appreciation. This rivalry showcased Prince's frustration with artists who borrowed his innovations without proper acknowledgement or understanding of their musical roots. The tension reportedly began around 2006 when Timberlake's Sexy Back was topping charts. During a post-Emmy Awards party performance, Prince reportedly mocked the song by telling the crowd that "sexy never left." The comment made headlines and put their musical differences in the spotlight. According to music producer Jimmy Jam, Prince was particularly irritated by Timberlake's 2002 debut album, Justified, which heavily featured production that echoed Prince's Minneapolis sound. Prince reportedly said that Timberlake was taking his whole vibe without even acknowledging where it came from. The conflict intensified when Timberlake referenced Prince in his 2007 single with lyrics about sexy never leaving. Prince allegedly responded by turning down an invitation to appear in Timberlake's music video. What truly cemented Prince's dislike was an incident at the 2007 Golden Globes when Timberlake reportedly made jokes about Prince's height while accepting an award, something Prince found deeply disrespectful. Despite the tension, after Prince's passing, Timberlake performed a tribute during his 2018 Super Bowl halftime show, ironically in Minneapolis, Prince's hometown. Many fans criticized this as tone-deaf given their history. The rivalry ultimately reflected Prince's reported frustration with artists who borrowed his innovations without proper acknowledgement or understanding. Maroon 5. Missing the point entirely, Maroon 5 landed on Prince's alleged dislike list specifically following their controversial cover of his iconic track, Kiss. The band released their version in 2012, transforming Prince's sparse funk masterpiece into a pop-rock radio offering that completely missed the original's essence. According to a former Paisley Park engineer, when Prince heard the cover, he said they had taken all the spaces out of the music, noting that the spaces were as important as the notes. This comment revealed Prince's sophisticated understanding of musical arrangement and his frustration with artists who didn't grasp the subtleties of his work. What particularly irked Prince was reportedly the band's failure to understand the fundamental essence of Kiss. The original song was intentionally minimalist. Prince had reportedly spent hours removing elements from the track until only the essential groove remained. Maroon 5's version added layers of guitars and production that, in Prince's view, completely missed the point. At a small club show in 2013, Prince reportedly told the audience before playing Kiss that some songs didn't need to be covered and that some songs needed to be undressed, not dressed up. The comment was widely interpreted as a direct shot at Adam Levine and the band. The tension escalated when Levine claimed in a radio interview that Prince had given his blessing for the cover. According to Prince's former manager Albert Magnoli, Prince called him immediately after hearing this claim and said he had never approved anything and that the band had never reached out to him. Prince was reportedly so upset that he considered legal action before deciding it wasn't worth the effort. The Black Eyed Peas, marketing over music. The Black Eyed Peas earned the runner-up position on Prince's alleged list of musical dislikes. Their commercial dance pop formula reportedly represented everything Prince found troubling about 21st century music production and the industry's direction. The conflict allegedly began around 2009 when the Black Eyed Peas were dominating charts with their album, The END. Prince reportedly attended an industry event where will.i.am was DJing and left after just 10 minutes. According to a musician in Prince's circle, he commented afterward that what he had heard wasn't music, but rather a marketing meeting. Prince particularly took issue with the group's production techniques. He reportedly told a journalist in 2010 that music wasn't supposed to be perfect but was supposed to make people feel something. While not naming the Black Eyed Peas directly, he added that when you quantize everything and auto-tune the soul out of music, you're left with nothing but plastic. The tension peaked when both acts were involved with Super Bowl halftime shows. Prince had delivered his legendary rain-soaked performance 3 years earlier, while the Black Eyed Peas were slated for the 2011 show. According to production staff, Prince refused to participate in a planned promotional shoot featuring past and future halftime performers. Prince allegedly told his backing band, the New Power Generation, after watching the Black Eyed Peas perform at the Grammy Awards, that some people make music while others manufacture it. He believed that one approach would last forever, while the other had an expiration date. Eric Clapton, the ultimate guitar rivalry. Taking the crown as the artist who reportedly earned Prince's most intense musical disdain is guitar legend Eric Clapton. This rivalry cut particularly deep because it centered on the instrument both men were renowned for mastering, the guitar. The seeds of this musical animosity were reportedly planted in 1985, shortly after Prince's Purple Rain catapulted him to global superstardom. During an interview, Clapton reportedly dismissed Prince as all flash and no substance, adding that real blues required lifetime experience, not just technical ability. According to Prince's former tour manager Alan Leeds, these comments made their way back to Prince, who never forgot them. The tension reportedly escalated at the 2004 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony, where Prince performed a blistering guitar solo during a tribute to George Harrison. Many interpreted the performance, where Prince threw his guitar in the air at the end, as a direct challenge to guitar establishment figures like Clapton. According to drummer She, Isla E. Prince had said before going on stage that tonight they would know he didn't just wear purple, he played it. What made this rivalry so intense was the fundamental difference in musical philosophy. Clapton represented tradition, blues purism, and reverence for the past, while Prince represented innovation, genre blending, and constant reinvention. Prince allegedly told a guitar magazine in 2009 that some people worship their guitars, but he made his guitar worship him, which many considered a not-so-subtle dig at Clapton's approach. The most cutting alleged comment came when Prince was asked about Clapton in a rare 2010 interview. Prince reportedly said that while Clapton was technically proficient, he questioned whether Clapton had ever made anyone dance, made them want to change their name, or question their sexuality. Prince believed music should transform people, not just impress them. The legacy of Prince's standards. These 6 artists who reportedly earned Prince's musical disapproval reveal much about his uncompromising standards and his vision for what music should be. Whether you agree with Prince's alleged assessments or not, his high standards and refusal to compromise helped shape modern music forever. Prince's criticisms weren't just personal attacks but reflected deeper philosophical differences about the purpose and creation of music. He valued authenticity over commercialization, innovation over formula, and transformation over mere entertainment. His alleged conflicts with these artists highlight the tension between artistic integrity and commercial success that continues to shape the music industry today. Prince's legacy reminds us that great art often comes from those willing to take risks, push boundaries, and refuse to settle for what's merely acceptable. His purple reign over music wasn't just about his own creations, but also about holding the entire industry to higher standards, even when those standards made him enemies along the way.